What do you think about global business intelligence? What countries in the world are the best ones to open this kind of business? Is Hong Kong a city for investing as attractive as it used to be? I am Sarah, and in this podcast, Global Business Intelligence in Hong Kong, we are going to answer all of these questions. Here with us, we have two professionals in global business who will help us understand which are the best countries to open a business and what is the current situation in Hong Kong. They are Diego and Sofia. So, first of all, Diego, could you explain briefly what is global business intelligence?
Of course, Sarah. These days, the business world represents a lot of changes, with constant risk and opportunities depending on each country. That is why every good company must have analysis tools to better understand the market in which it is standing. An extremely useful tool is a country risk assessment that can help business identify and evaluate country-specific risks. In doing so, business can determine how much those risks might impact their company and what steps they can take to manage or mitigate those risks. By having this type of valuable information, a company can identify situations that could mean catastrophic problems for them, know the implication and exposure they have to these specific risks of a country in order to determine if it is a good decision to do business in that territory. Also, identify some international business opportunities of the company industry, or seek proposals to mitigate these risks in countries where they already have presence. Knowing the business environment allows companies to be able to face any sudden change in the best way and be prepared for those situations. Now, let's talk about Hong Kong, for example. This country has many different advantages. The OECD represents Hong Kong as a fairly stable country, being one of the first places in global competition. Hong Kong is an open country to foreign investment, exports and imports for goods and services. Their exports in 2020 have a value of $615.1 billion, and their imports an estimated value of $609.1 billion. Furthermore, Hong Kong continued to offer multiple competitive advantages, including a well-developed financial systems, institution, as well as flexible labor market regulation, skilled labor, and the lowest tax rates among major regional economies. A high macroeconomic stability, which proved particularly important during the COVID-19 pandemic. One benefit can be seen in their geographic location. Hong Kong acts as a gateway port to mainland China, allowing easy access to the massive Chinese economy. It really looks like the paradise for companies, doesn't it? However, Hong Kong has suffered a lot of instability in recent years, causing many companies to have decided or considering a retirement from the country. Our colleagues will tell us the reasons.
All the situation changed when Beijing took the decision to ban legislators that advocate Hong Kong's independence from serving on the Territories Council, an unprecedented move that exacerbates fears over the rule of law. This is an example of how China is growing control over Hong Kong's administrative affairs and creating political instability. The future of Hong Kong is uncertain, but without a complete independence from the rest of the country, it now represents a huge risk for new companies to open new businesses, as all the advantages the state offers are not guaranteed in the long term. Now, it doesn't look as good as before. Maybe we could talk to our special guest, Miguel Rico, the CEO of the company Logistic Cap. What has been your personal experience in a multinational expansion? Hello, today I'll be interviewing the CEO of Trend AT, Andres. Experience when trying to expand to any country with your company?
Some countries was quite easy, in others, very challenging.
So, what do you think about the importance of assessing the risks of each country before going into the market?
Quite important. That's the difference between success and failure.
Okay, so do you believe it is essential to know the international market's opportunities before expanding to any country? And why?
So yes, it's very important to know the challenges that every country has before expanding to the country, because by doing that analysis, you diminish the risk of failing.
Bueno, ¿cuál es el nombre de la empresa que está queriendo expandirse y a qué país?
Sí, se llama, a ver si te digo, logística, es logística, ¿sabes? Es logisti.k.
Ok.
Sí, y intenta expandirse por toda Europa y es una empresa dedicada a la energía solar, a la transición energética, ¿sabes?
Ok, y esta compañía es española, me imagino.
Sí, es española, sí.
Muy bien.
Intenta y está trabajando ahora mismo en su expansión por Europa.
Ok, ¿y cómo ha sido esta experiencia? ¿Qué opinas sobre la importancia de evaluar los riesgos de cada país, por ejemplo, antes de salir al mercado?
Es muy importante. Yo creo que, quizá en Europa hay pocas diferencias, ¿no? Y los riesgos, evaluar los riesgos dentro de Europa, pues como es una misma economía, pues como que hay menos diferencias en los riesgos. El riesgo es más o menos compartido. Evidentemente es muy importante valorar los riesgos en la expansión, pero más importante o tan importante como valorar los riesgos es evaluar las posibilidades de innovar con tu producto en los sitios donde aterrizas.
Ok, perfecto. Y entonces, ¿crees que es fundamental conocer las oportunidades de los mercados internacionales? ¿Y por qué crees que es esto?
Bueno, es muy importante conocer las oportunidades, evidentemente, para cualquier expansión. Lo importante es ir conociendo los espacios económicos y asistenciales que hay en el resto de países. Es importante porque indudablemente las posibilidades tanto económicas como de producción de los países a los que te vas a expandir equilibran o hacen viable o no una empresa, ¿no? Una expansión. Evidentemente es importante conocer la situación económica y todos los movimientos que existen en los países donde vas a entrar. A nivel internacional también es importante para elegir dónde. Insisto, nuestra empresa está expandiéndose por Europa y Europa tiene una economía común y con lo cual los riesgos y las oportunidades son muy parecidos.
Claro, me imagino. Pues muchísimas gracias, Miguel.
At last, we can close this interview by saying that Hong Kong is not anymore what it used to be, but that doesn't mean that it's not a great place for doing business anymore. We live in a world that is constantly in change and Hong Kong is not the exception. So as a personal advice, I would like to say to be careful and only make business in this region if it's profitable for you and your company. Have a good night and see you tomorrow.